Right? Okay. And I'm recording this, by the way. So.
I have to review this.
Yeah. Well, do it in your head. And then, by the way, don't press this button unless it's time, right?
How do you feel of C?
And you have to just go through it.
This is Kilo Charlie 3, Papa Delta Alpha. Hugo and Pittsburgh. Good evening, Chuck. Everyone on the net. I have no traffic. Wait, can I say something? Question.
Yes.
When I hear two beeps, right?
Yeah.
Do I speak or do I have to wait till he calls my name?
No. So basically,
Step 4 and 5 and 6, I'm going to confused.
So basically, you press this button and you every 3OC. After you hear the two beeps.
Good evening, this is Chuck W30N, operating W30C, net control from the Tubers Amateur Radio Club.
So look.
But what about this last part?
Radio Net meets every Monday here at 8 p.m. on the 146.73 megahertz WA3PB repeater of the Gateway FM Association. Membership in the Tubers ARC is open to membership in the Tubers ARC is not required to check into the net. Hello, radio amateurs, welcome. Like information about the Tubers ARC, you can write to us at P.O. Box 225. Greenoff, PA, zip code 15047. That's P.O. Box 225, Greenoff, PA, zip code 15047. We're also on the internet, World Wide Web at www.trarc.net, www.trarc.net. Radio Club meetings are held on the third Tuesday of every month, except August and December, starting at 7 p.m. at the Blaine Hill Volunteer Fire Department Social Hall, 409 Oxford Avenue in Elizabeth, PA. That's Blaine Hill Volunteer Fire Department Social Hall, 409 Oxford Avenue, Elizabeth, PA. Quite open is set for checking. There's emergency or priority traffic at this time. Okay, does anyone have listings of silent keys in their radio amateurs who recently passed away?
That's Morse code.
That's Morse.
You can read that.
Okay, I'm on the list. This one was announced last week. A local amateur radio operator from up in the Sarbury area. Kent Badger, Bravo Alpha Delta Golf Echo Radio. Kent Badger, November 3 Kilo Bravo is a recent silent key. With that, our condolences to Kent's family. And with that, we're going to take a moment of silence and remembrance of Kent Badger, November 3 to Kilo Bravo. Thank you. It's W3OC net control for the Tubers net. Okay, I'll be taking the check-ins here in a moment. When you check into this radio net, please give your call sign slowly and phonetically. That means spell out your call sign. And let me know if you have any announcements or comments for the net. Okay, at this time I'm looking for the officers of the Two Rivers ARC wishing to check into the Two Rivers net. W3OC. W3OC, please recognize Kilo Bravo 3 Sugar Tango. Bob and Elizabeth Johnson. Evening, Chuck, evening to the net, no traffic. W3OC. Please recognize November 3, Juliet, Hotel Bravo, Jim and McKeesport. Good evening to everyone on the net, no traffic. 3OC. Copy, Kilo Bravo 3, Uniform Whiskey Charlie, Steve in Boston. Good evening, Chuck, and everyone else on the net, no other comments. W3OC. This is Whiskey, Uniform 3 Uniform, Kurt and Elizabeth, no traffic.
No, he's not going there.
Okay, thank you. I got Kilo Bravo 3 Sugar Tango, November 3 Juliet Hotel Bravo, Kilo Bravo 3 Uniform from Whiskey Charlie and Whiskey Uniform 3 Uniform. Okay, any other members of the Two Rivers ARC Board of Directors wishing to check into the Two Rivers Net? WCOC, please copy Alpha Alpha 3 Oscar Solo, John and White Oak. No comment. Thanks. Good evening, everybody on that. Okay, alrighty, thank you. I got Alpha 3 Oscar Zulu. Okay. Alright, now we'll open up for gentlemen for check-ins offering mobile phone.
There we go. Hallway. 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 I'll go first. W3OC. Dang it. I wasn't here.
Take control, please check in Kilo 3 Sierra.
Can I move? Team a little bit.
Kilo? Whiskey Alpha 3, Papa Bravo Delta, Andy Portable in West Mifflin.
W3OC. W3OC. Dang it, what the heck? Ugh. I know, I have to wait. Ugh, dang it.
Okay, I'll take a standby there. I got November 3.
Don't worry, we'll have a second chance.
Kilo Bravo 3 Victor Sierra Papa, Kilo 3 Sugar Echo Mexico, Kilo 3 Delta Papa Papa Portable, and Whiskey American T Papa Bravo Delta. Anybody else? Mobile Portable right down Allegheny County.
W3OC. W3OC.
Whiskey Alpha 3 Bravo on.
People are really fast. Well, no, people are fast too.
Good evening, you truck, good evening, man, no traffic.
W3OC. My God.
Please copy Kilo Bravo 3 Oscar X-Ray Hotel, County, West Virginia.
Dad, come in here. I know.
That time, I got a partial call, Kilo 3 Uniform something. The station, Kilo 3 Uniform, give me a rest of your call.
You may have to come here.
What's your station
Kilo
number?
3 Uniform, India.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay, CJ, okay, alright, thank you. I got Kilo 3 Uniform, India Papa,
What's your
Whiskey
number?
American 3 Bravo,
Yeah, it's,
Japan,
yeah, you're fine.
Sure.
Kilo
Yes.
Bravo 3 Oscar
See?
X-Ray Hotel.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Mobile
Okay.
Portable, right down Allegheny County.
W3OC. W3OC.
Alright, now we'll open up for general check-ins, and then we'll also have to check tonight to do some
Okay.
phone.
W3OC.
W3OC?
You're okay. Maybe here. Let's right here.
W3OC, please copy 3
Yeah, I'm
Sierra
fine.
Hotel Foxtrot. Steve at Pitcairn Heights. Good evening, Chuck, and everyone on the net.
W3OC. It's like they don't even.
Please copy Kilo Bravo 3, Kilo Bravo Hotel.
I have to wait.
Castle Seven. Stand and check for these in the net. I have no traffic.
W3OC. W3OC. Please recognize Whiskey America 3 Alpha Hotel Charlie.
Yes.
Yes. Come on, let's work.
Yes, be careful, 1 second, I hear you.
W3OC. W3OC, please recognize Whiskey America 3 Alpha Hotel Charlie. Antonio Sari, Pittsburgh. Good evening to you, Chuck, and those on the net. I have no comment.
W3OC.
Well, I'm not sure if they got me.
This is W3 Sierra Yankee Radio. Bob and White Oak. Good evening, Chuck. Good evening to the net. No traffic.
Okay.
W3OC.
Try moving here. Just try moving
This
here.
is Kilo Alpha 3. Kilo Sierra Papa Jim and Carnegie.
Okay.
W3OC, please recognize Kilo Charlie 3, November Foxtrot, Lincoln South Township. Good evening to Scott and everyone in the net.
Me? I'm not sure.
Should I try?
Okay, thank you.
Let me see what we got.
Next roll to represent. Okay, here's what I got so far. Thank you. Got Whiskey 3 Sierra Hotel Fox, Kilo Bravo 3 Kilo Bravo Hotel, November 3 Tango Alpha Uniform, Kilo 3 Hotel India Radio, Whiskey 3 Sierra Yankee Radio, Kilo Alpha 3 Kilo Sugar Papa, and Kilo Charlie
Nope,
3 November
he didn't get me.
Anybody else?
Okay.
Anybody else wish to check and call them?
W3OC. W3OC, please recognize Whiskey America 3 Alpha Hotel Charlie. Antonio Sunny Pittsburgh. Good evening to Chuck and those on the net. I have no traffic.
I heard somebody calling me, but that's all.
Whiskey America 3 Alpha Hotel Charlie.
Okay, got it. Whiskey America 3 Alpha Hotel
Chuck,
Charlie.
I'm here.
Okay, alrighty, thank you. Anybody else, please?
Go ahead.
W3OC.
Good.
This is Kilo Charlie 3 Papa Delta Alpha, Hugo in Pittsburgh. Good evening, Chuck, and everyone on the net. I have no traffic.
Let's see.
W3OC.
Okay. He might have gotten you.
This is Kilowatt America 3. Kilowatt Echo Victor. Denny and Plum. Good evening.
All right. Let's see. Hopefully he got you. Sure takes a lot.
Okay, thank you. I got a station with the call letters Alpha Delta Alpha. Give me the prefix, please.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is Kilo Charlie 3 Papa Delta Alpha, Hugo in Pittsburgh. Good evening, Chuck, and everyone on the net. I have no traffic.
Okay, Roger. Thank you. Kilo Charlie 3 Alpha Delta Alpha. Thank you. And I got Kilo
Okay.
Alpha 3 Kilo Victor Victor. Anybody else?
Okay, yeah. He got you.
W.
Yay.
Number 3, Tango. Jeff in Dallas. Good evening to you, Chuck, and everybody on the net this evening. No further comments.
Alright,
Hey, Roger. Thank you. November 3 Tango Alpha Yankee. Okay. All right, we're going to stop at that point. Thank you all. We're almost 12 minutes into the net already.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's all.
Check. Thank you. I thank you all for taking the time to check in. Let's see. What do we got coming up on the calendar? The Two Rivers Club activities, of course. We have two other radio nets. One is on Wednesday evening at 8:30 p.m. It's called our Gap Net. It's a general purpose chit-chat net. It operates on frequency on the link to the repeaters 147.12 and 442.
Yeah, I just got a comment to make really quick.
Thursday night we have the 10-meter net that operates on frequency 28.450 megahertz on the 10-meter band. That's upper sideband. The Two Rivers ARC also has its Ham the Next Breakfast. It's held on the second Saturday of every month at Dye's Cornerstone Diner, 620 Long Run Road in McKeesport, Pennsylvania. Those of you familiar with the area, Dye's Cornerstone Diner is located at the entrance to the Olympic Shopping Center for PA Ride 48 in McKeesport. By the way, that's coming up this Saturday, by the way. For those club members, anybody else who wish to join us, that's coming up this Saturday at 9 o'clock in the morning.
I just got one comment to say before this ends.
See, our regular club meeting is coming up on the 16th at the Blaine Hill Volunteer Fire Department at 7 o'clock p.m., 409 Oxford Avenue, Elizabeth, PA. Our next volunteer examiner session is in December. It's December the 14th, I believe, at Blaine Hill Volunteer Fire Department. By the way, anybody's interested in taking exams, you can find lists of these kind of things up on the ARL's website, www.arl.org. You have to do a little bit, they have a little search tool up there, and you click on the exams link, and then you put down at the bottom where it says Western Pennsylvania section, or it says section, ARL section. You put in Western Pennsylvania, and then it'll come up with a list of what currently, I think it gives you 2 months, I think, of locations. Okay, over the weekend, of course, we had the Seeking Worldwide DX contest. From what I could tell from this location, despite high noise level, the bands are pretty full of all kinds of radio signals, and I hope many of you got a chance to enjoy that. It seemed like on Sunday, the 10-meter bands appeared to be open pretty well into Europe, and I've heard reports that some folks have worked into Australia on Sunday. I don't know about Saturday, but mostly because of high noise level in my location. Here, looking at DX today, things are still hopping along a little bit, but not so much on 10. At least not that I could see. Some of the call signs I noted this afternoon were 78 Radio United in Lesotho, that's in Africa. Hotel Golf 8 Radio down in Galapagos, that's down in South America area. And VK9DX has been on the air too today, coming in from Norfolk Island out in the South Pacific. Those are just some of the ones I heard on today. I didn't hear a whole lot of activity today up on 10, but there was a little bit at times. So the conditions were pretty good over today and over the weekend. So I encourage you to turn on your radios and start listening on the various bands. With the air, it's a good time to do that kind of stuff. Hopefully, I think we had some kind of a solar flare a little bit over the weekend that kind of hurt things a little bit, but so that's kind of interesting on DX. TNURL's website, they got a headline up where it says 3Y0 Japan, the expedition to Bouvet Island, that's down in the South Atlantic, confirmed November 2022 is their activation date. I didn't read the complete article, but that's something new that just came out. Okay, also on the TNURL's website for news headlines, it's the Russia-Ukraine radio war trying patience of IARU Region 1 monitoring systems. Other things, amateur radio emergency services and Skyborne respond to major nor'east. U.S. and Region 2 direction finding championship results are in. I haven't looked at that. Upper support for amateur radio during radio initiatives. Okay, I guess I'm kind of having a hard time reading this stuff. But okay, but that's coming some of the headlines. Of course, we have Newsline keyed up in here in the computer. I don't know what's on it yet, but I'm coming to you. I'm going to be listening to it too. With that, I'm going to, unless somebody's got a question, I'm going to switch over to Newsline, W3OC.
W3OC, I have one comment.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, this is Whiskey America 3 Alpha Hotel Charlie. So I'm not sure if you heard my dad correctly, but he's Kilo Charlie 3 Papa Delta Alpha. I think you heard Alpha Delta Alpha. So I want to make sure you got that correct. Okay, that's all I have for now.
Okay, good stuff. I got it in there. Oh, here you go. KC3PDA. Thank you. Thanks for checking in. All right, I got it corrected on the wall. Thanks. Okay, anybody else? Okay. This Saturday is the first Saturday of the month, so it'll be next Saturday for breakfast. Two Rivers ARC Hampton Express. It's not this Saturday. It's the following Saturday. Thank you. questions or anything? Okay. All right. And of course, don't forget, tomorrow is Election Day, November 2nd, at your local favorite polling place, or unless you've already done your voting by mail. I know that's kind of what I did, but don't forget Election Day tomorrow. It starts at 7 o'clock in the morning. I think it runs till 7 o'clock at night, I guess. So remember to get out and vote if you can. Okay, with that, I'm going to switch over to Newsline. It's W306. Thanks. Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2296 with a release date of Friday, October 29, 2021 follows in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The following is a QST. The United States FCC could get its first woman at the helm. Hams take part in a worldwide earthquake drill, and it's time to scare up some contacts for Halloween. All this and more as Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2296 comes your way right now. From around the world, this is Newsline, Amateur Radio's independent, weekly amateur radio news and bulletin service. Now reporting from Picayune, Mississippi, here is Don Wilbanks, 85DW. Our top story this week takes us to Washington, D.C., where President Joe Biden has made it official. He's nominated Jessica Rosenworcel to become the 35th permanent leader of the FCC. With the approval of the Senate on Capitol Hill, she would become the first woman at the helm of the agency on a permanent basis. She's been serving as acting chair since January, following the departure of Trump appointee Ajit Pai. Meanwhile, the president has nominated Gigi Sohn to fill the vacancy created on the 5-member commission when he chose Rosenworcel to step in as chair at that time. Gigi Sohn had previously served as the counselor to Tom Wheeler, who chaired the FCC during the tenure of President Barack Obama. Meanwhile, if you've ever thought about putting some of your amateur radio knowledge to work for the FCC and you live near Northern Maryland, you may want to hear about this job opportunity. Stephen Kenford, NXWB, has the details. The FCC is looking to hire a telecommunications specialist reporting to their HFDF center in Columbia, Maryland, just south of Baltimore. Applicants should have sufficient technical expertise to assist with radio interference complaints and problems. The job requires the use of radio signal analysis equipment that studies HF, VHF, and UHF interference that impacts all radio signals, including those used for law enforcement or national defense. The specialist is also responsible for investigating compliance with FCC rules and regulations and represents the agency in internal meetings as well as those outside the Bureau. A link to a detailed job description can be found in this week's text version of the news transcript at arnewsline.org. Applications will be accepted until the 10th of November. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Stephen Kinford, NAWB. Drilling for disaster is part of what amateur radio is all about. Hams and other emergency responders around the world shared the scenario of a simulated earthquake recently, and Jim Meechan, ZL2VHF, tells us how it all played out. Amateur radio once again played a key role in the worldwide earthquake drill known as the Great Shakeout. Most of the drills were held on Thursday, October 21st, with the majority of them happening on the West Coast, the East Coast, and in the Southeast region of the United States. The drill also took place in Japan, New Zealand, the Caribbean, and many of the Canadian provinces. According to the Great Shakeout website, 31.4 million people participated, and more than 3,400 of them were involved as volunteers with radio organizations such as the Amateur Radio Emergency Service in the U.S. The drills are held around the world, traditionally on the third Thursday of October, and help train people in earthquake-prone regions to help ensure public safety at home, in schools, or in the workplace. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jim Meechan, ZL2VHF. If you're a fan of the classic 3K Classic and 3KA treasure them even more. Alan told Newsline that the group's I.O. forum provides fans and owners of Henry amps an opportunity to share stories, tips, and admiration for what Alan calls the amp with the big and beefy power supply. Alan himself owns a 3K Classic and a 3KA and expects to add a 2K Classic desktop to his growing collection soon. He told Newsline that he and Matt hope to, quote, keep the Henry legacy alive for another generation of amps, end quote. In their day, he said Henry amps were definitely the Cadillacs of amplifiers. Hams are invited to share their enthusiasm with other Henry users by visiting the link that appears in the text version of this week's newscast. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Kevin Trotman, N5PRE. With so many CW clubs helping amateurs around the world learn and improve their Morse code, the clubs took the next logical step. They've improved their own communication too. Randy Sly, W4XJ, tells us how. How do members of the World CW organizations communicate best with one another when they don't have their fists on keys or bugs? They unite as the International CW Council, a platform for CW clubs around the world. The council just launched its website this month and is using it to amplify their voice to promote and expand Morse code as a mode of communication between amateur radio operators. Howard Bernstein, WB2UZE, of the Long Island CW Club, told Amateur Radio Newsline that it all began at a meeting he held with 23 CW enthusiasts in January of 2021. They all saw a need for greater cooperation and collaboration for the clubs they represented. The 22 currently affiliated clubs include many familiar names: the Long Island CW Club, CW Ops, SKCC, FISTS, NAQCC, K1USM, and the A1 Club of Japan. The council has already been hard at work on opportunities for support and partnerships. For example, the CW Ops Giving Back program for on-air coaching doubled in participation through the joint efforts of the ICWC. For more information about the council and current developments, please visit their website at www.internationalcwcouncil.org. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Randy Sly, W4XJ. AMSAT UK recently held its International Space Colloquium, and the program, which was held online, included a special honor for one radio amateur. Jeremy Boot, G4NJH, tells us about him. Congratulations to Daniel Estevez, EA4GPZ, who was presented with the G3AAJ trophy for outstanding service to AMSAT at the AMSAT UK International Space Colloquium by their chairman Martin Sweeting, G3YJO. Daniel was honoured for his development of satellite decoding and telemetry tools used by the amateur radio community worldwide. The Space Colloquium was held on Sunday, October the 24th on Zoom. The lectures and the awards ceremony are available for viewing on YouTube at the link provided in the script for this week's newscast at arnewsline.org. Presenters included Hans Blondell Timmerman, PB2T, the IARU's AMSAT satellite coordinator, Peter Gultsov, GB2OS president of AMSAT DL, and Robert Bankston, KE4AL president of AMSAT North America. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jeremy Boot, G4NJH. Time for you to identify your station. We are the Amateur Radio Newsline, heard on bulletin stations around the world, including the VK8MA 2-meter repeater in Australia's Northern Territory on Sundays at 7 p.m. local time. W3OC. In Western Australia, all eyes are on the state's first homemade CubeSat. John Williams, VK4JJW, tells us what happens next.
Students at Curtin University in Western Australia proudly watched as their homemade satellite BNR-1 was sent into low Earth orbit from the ISS in early October. Now the CubeSat has other work to do. Ben Hartig, BNR's program manager, said that the amateur radio community is expected to make use of the satellite on the UHF frequencies between 430 and 440 megahertz. Students will also be listening and decoding signals the satellite's sending to determine the satellite's location and performance. The satellite, which has 2 cameras on board, is circling Earth once every hour and a half at a distance of 400 kilometers or nearly 250 miles above the Earth. Phil Bland, director of the university's Space Science and Technology Centre, said that as Western Australia's first homegrown spacecraft, BNR-1 has a key role in the centre's space program, which includes getting 6 more satellites launched during the next 18 months. A statement on the BNR Space website declares its mission. It says, and I quote, "As Western Australia's first spacecraft, this marks the start of our state's journey into space. The use of amateur frequencies on this satellite forms the backbone of an exciting opportunity to engage the community and STEM students. Our outreach program aims to inspire bold projects in space exploration." End quote. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm John Williams, VK4JJW. The world's third Amateur Radio Association marked its centennial on the 21st of October. Listen on the air for special event station L21RCA. And listen to this report from Jason Daniels, VK2LAW.
Members of the Radio Club Argentino have a number of reasons to be proud. The National Amateur Radio Society of Argentina was the sole Latin American organization to be in Paris in 1925, when the International Amateur Radio Union was created. When the IARU's Region 2 came into being, the Radio Society had a presence in Mexico City in 1964 and became a part of that historic moment. The Argentine Radio Society turns 100 years old this year, and its webpage offers a retrospective in photographs of its evolution over the years. Licensed hands are the only radio enthusiasts who can enjoy being a part of this year's big celebration. The Society's Centennial Certificate Program has opened its awards program to shortwave listeners as well. For information on how to qualify, visit the link in the text edition of this week's newscast at arnewsline.org. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jason Daniels, VK2LAW.
According to Association Secretary Carlos Bavilla, LU1BCE, Special Event Station L21RCA, has already made more than 100,000 QSOs by October 25th. In the world of DX, listen for the special event call sign Charlie November 46 Mike Sierra until November 10th from Morocco. Hams will be marking the 46th anniversary of the Green March for the annexation of the Spanish Sahara, called for by King Hassan II. Send QSL cards to Charlie November 8 Whiskey Whiskey. Members of the Belgian Air Force Amateur Radio Association are operating 3 special event stations until the end of 2021. The call signs are Oscar November 75 Alpha Foxtrot, Oscar November 75 Bravo Alpha Foxtrot, and Oscar November 75 Bravo Foxtrot Sierra. The activations are in celebration of the 75th anniversary of the Belgian Air Force. Be listening on various HF bands and send QSLs to Oscar November 6 Kilo Lima. Listen for Richard November 2 Tango and other operators using the call sign Charlie 6 Alpha Hotel Bravo until November 22nd from Bimini. Send QSLs via Logbook of the World or Club Logs OQRS. And be listening for Jamie, Mike 0 Sierra Delta Victor using the call sign 3 Bravo 8 Stroke Kilo X-Ray 7 Mike from Mauritius between November 22nd and December 1st. Jamie will be part of the 3 Bravo 8 Mike team and will be operating on various HF bands, QSL via Logbook of the World or Club Logs OQRS. For our final story this week, we caution our listeners. Halloween arrives on Sunday, October 31st, and there's nothing you can do about it, except perhaps get on the air. Mike Askins, KE5CXP, offers this idea. Be not afraid. Instead, be like Judy Cox, a Texas YL whose call sign, KC3PDA, inspires her to look forward each year to the season of ghosts and goblins, when she can scare up some extra contacts on the band. For Judy, the holiday has always been sweet as the candy folks hand out to costume trick-or-treaters when they visit. But in her part of Texas, children don't go door to door all that much. So Judy gets into the spirit by getting on the air and calling Boo RZ. Judy told Newsline that her vanity call sign really has less to do with Halloween than you might think. Boo is the nickname she was given by her grandchildren. Her idea for an annual special event called Boo to You took shape in 2018, and she sends special QSL cards to confirm that the magic did indeed happen. She plans to be on the air for a spell between 0001 UTC and FCA. She invites Newsline listeners to come by and say, boo. That is, unless the bands turn out to be one big horror show. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Mike Gaskins, KE5CXP. With thanks to Alan McNabb II, W0ARN, AMSEC UK, the ARRL, Binar Space website, CQ Magazine, Carlos Bavilla, LU1VCE, David Behar, K7DB, Henry Radio website, Judy Cox, KC5BOO, the Long Island CW Club, the Ohio Penn DX, Fizz.org, QRZ.com, Radio Club Argentino, the Radio Society of Great Britain, Southgate Amateur Radio News, shortwaveradio.de, the Washington Post, and you, our listeners. That's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. You can write to us at newsline@arnewsline.org. We remind our listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer, non-profit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website at arnewsline.org and know that we appreciate you all. For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Don Wellbanks, AE5DW in Picayune, Mississippi, thanks 7-3. And as always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2021. All rights are reserved.
Good evening, 8:37 p.m.
Hey, it's W3OC Net Control of the Two Rivers and Amateur Radio Club Net. That concludes this week's Newsline transmission. Okay, alrighty, let me take some late check-ins, and what else, if your check-in hasn't done so, call now. W3OC. This is Kilo Bravo 3, Lima November Charlie, landing here at a mobile with the south side of Pittsburgh. Good evening, everybody. No traffic.
W3OC. Here is Kilo Bravo 3, Delta Vista Delta 8R. Referring to the respectfully say on the net, no further carbon.
W3OC.
Here is 63 November Lima Juliet. Mike and Castle Shannon, no comments.
Okay, thank you. I got Kilo Bravo 3 Lima November Charlie Mobile, Kilo Bravo 3 Delta Victor Delta, and Whiskey 3 November Lima Japan. Okay, thank you. Anybody else, please? Okay, we're going to close the net out this hour. Remind you, please don't forget the Two Rivers ARC has two other radio nets during the week. Wednesday nights at 8:30 p.m. on the W3OC repeater system, 147.12 megahertz, and linked to 442.250 W3OC repeater. And on 10 meters at 8 o'clock p.m. on Thursday nights on frequency 28.450 at upper sideband. With that, I show 29 check-ins. I'd like to thank everybody that checked in with us this evening. Everybody have a good week. Don't forget to go vote tomorrow if you can. It's W3OC, also known as W3ON. Good night. Hey, as John Daly said, vote early, vote often. KB3LNC.
Okay.